Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Awesome, man. Good to have you on, man. How you doing?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I got to say, while I agree with the idea of being able to grow what you want to grow, what the guy was saying before, the idea of saying the word environment or protecting the environment is a negative thing. I think we're in a lot of trouble if people start believing that.
For sure.
Oh, so yeah, I'm the host for Sparkins. I got my two co-hosts, Jeff Cowles and Mark Cummins.
All right.
Oh. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right. Now, you're not kidding about the Environmental Protection Agency. I mean, they're just exposing themselves as a big sham.
Yeah, I mean, they've been corrupted. You know, that's why they end up saying that burning asbestos over the 9/11 rubble is fine to breathe. But the idea of, you know, you're playing into the Koch brothers' hands if we think that just letting them rape the world is the way to go, because it's not going to be here long if we go that path.
Right. Right. They said that the drinking water that's turning on fire from the fracking is okay, and you can just drink the water.
Exactly.
So we could definitely trust the EPA.
It makes for great flaming water balloon fights, though.
That's a good idea. I didn't think of that one.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't have to deal with that here.
Could you imagine having to bathe in that? Wow. That's just crazy.
So
and the number of earthquakes. I mean, there's from fracking. There's in Youngstown, Ohio, since before 2011, there were 0 earthquakes when they started fracking there. Now there's been 109 earthquakes, which sounds like a lot. And there's a city in Texas that's now protesting fracking because they've never had the earthquakes before, and now they've had 30 earthquakes. So, you know, it's not just the people that are getting into twerking. Those ass tickles are related to something else.
Wow. Wow, and that's all related to fracking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, every time there's fracking, there's the earthquakes for sure.
This fracking is nothing. This is nothing new either. This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of, the technology involved in fracking kind of wasn't quote unquote perfected, I think, until probably the past 4 or 5 years. And also, apparently, costs a shitload of money to frack. So, gasoline had to get up to a certain price in order for it to even be worth it to frack.
That's quite a coincidence.
Right.
So Lee, well, let's talk about a little bit that you're up to. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? I mean, I know you got your videos, and do you got anything going on for 2014? Anything big and upcoming that we should know about?
Yeah, I'm working on a TV show. I can't give out all the details right yet, but I'll have the details out in probably a couple of weeks, and should be really cool. Weekly comedy news TV show, and people can check it out at leecamp.net or find out the news there, facebook.com/leecampcomedian. And then I'm still doing my videos. Luckily they've been pretty popular, A Moment of Clarity. And I'm working on taping a new DVD, probably doing that in New York City in March. Tape a new hour of my live stand-up comedy, and hopefully still touring a little, still getting around to some cities.
Wow. You get all that. You're going to be doing some touring and TV show. You're going to be a busy year.
So far, it is definitely a busy year, yeah, at least.
That's great. That's great. Lee, how many videos do you put out in a month? On a basis, regular?
For the past 3 years, I've done about 2 a week, 2 moment of clarity videos a week. Because of working on the TV show, that has slowed down to about 1.5 a week. But still getting them out, just not quite as much as I have. But we're almost to 300, 287, I think.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, we're on, what episode is this, Mark? We're on, 32 now?
Yeah, we're getting there.
We've been going since.
That's all right. Yours are longer than mine. So.
Yours are very entertaining. I like the way that you put them out there.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I think comedy's kind of a shortcut into people's minds. It's like they're willing to listen to stuff that can be quite boring or quite nerdy or whatever. They're willing to listen to it longer if it's funny, got some jokes in there, got some dick jokes in there, then you can get them a little longer.
It's funny you brought that up. I'm sorry. I caught a interview that you had done, and you was talking about the kind of the way that you got into comic, and you said it was a lot, more maybe for yourself, and other people that are involved in this type of stuff, but just to put a different spin on it for kind of for everybody. For you, but you mentioned yourself as also. I thought that was pretty funny. It's just kind of like a therapeutic relief for yourself as also.
Yeah, I mean it kind of achieves both. It's like if you're going to pay attention to this stuff, if you're going to read the news and see how fucked up things are, then I both kind of need it for myself, and I think other people need it too. Like, I'm kind of privileged in that I get emails from people telling me how thankful they are that I'm able to make some of this stuff funny, and not funny as in, ha, go home and ignore it, but more like, let's pay attention to it and laugh at the insanity of it all at the same time, so that we can not be so miserable we hang ourselves from the ceiling fan.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that reminds me a lot of Bill Hicks. That's
yeah.
That's whenever I'm watching, I definitely think of Bill Hicks, or maybe like a mix of Bill Hicks and George Carlin.
Yes.
And that's obviously.
Yeah, they were both geniuses, and anybody who hadn't looked up Bill Hicks, I definitely should, because he died too young, but he was saying amazing things and really prophetic of the stuff he was saying. I mean, you watch his stuff on the first Iraq War, and it all holds true for the second Iraq War. That's how brilliant he was. I definitely think people should check him out and watch Carlin's stuff. Definitely the last 15 years of Carlin's life, he was hitting his stride and really philosophizing about our culture of insanity in a way that no one else was.
Yeah, Hicks is a hero. I like Hicks. And Carlin. Hicks I'd like more, though. I just do.
Yeah, and the thing with Hicks is he died so young. He's 32. He was really just hitting his stride, probably 29 to 32. So you got about 3 solid years of the best of Hicks. It's not enough.
Definitely not enough. I agree with that. Yeah, there's I don't know. I had some listener questions. Let's see, what do we got here? We got Bitcoin, man. What I'm kind of curious what you think about that whole thing.
Well, I think that anything that challenges the Federal Reserve System, the fiat wealth system, and I'm not saying this to be condescending. I'm saying this because I didn't know until about 2 years ago. But fiat wealth is just anything that isn't backed by anything. It doesn't have, gold underneath it. It doesn't have resources that actually are real-world resources. So fiat wealth is just backed by a government. Anything that challenges that and the Federal Reserve System and gets outside of governments, I think is a good thing. Now, that being said, I'm not smart enough on how Bitcoin exactly works. I mean, I know the the idea of how it works, but I'm not smart enough to know whether it will crash tomorrow, so I can't tell everybody it's perfect. But
Right.
I think that getting outside of this Federal Reserve system is a great idea, because the Federal Reserve, if you get down into the nitty-gritty of it, is a complicated way of making sure we pay interest on every single dollar that's in circulation. So while some people get very rich off it, I mean, the Federal Reserve, people don't realize, is owned by private bankers, and most of the money goes out to the public, but they make something like $6 billion a year in profit just by issuing our money. So the fact that we need to pay them just to walk around with these ridiculous pieces of paper or numbers on a computer screen it's insanity. I mean, our wealth doesn't mean anything anymore. I was just reading that in one of these big online gaming worlds, I don't know the names, but one of the biggest ones, they had a major battle, and they pay for all the equipment, right? People actually pay money to get more equipment in the game. So there was a big battle, and tons of stuff was destroyed. Now, that stuff that they paid for is destroyed in the game, so the money's gone. The money that was paid to create this fake thing in this fake gaming world is now gone. $300,000 worth of online gaming equipment was disappeared in this battle, and it's all meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. It's people paid for nothing, and that nothing was then destroyed. And people are starving, meanwhile. In the real world, people are starving, and $300,000 is lost in imaginary ships on a gaming world. It's just, I mean, that's how insane and surreal this system has become.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the games are doing that now. They got, like, Diablo 3 and World of Warcraft and crap.
And people in World of Warcraft, do people have to pay for their swords and things?
No, they pay, like, monthly fee. I think it's, like, $15 a month. And I guess people will still buy stuff on eBay. But it's not, like, allowed, but they do it anyway. But Diablo 3, I'm pretty certain it is allowed, and they even have a in-game auction or something where you can actually, pay real money for items. It's kind of crazy.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. My oldest son could tell you all about it.
The world of the spectacle is as stuff gets uglier in the real world, we more often retreat into the world of the spectacle.
Yep.
It's true. It's a scary place out here.
I'm glad I never got sucked into that. I got sucked into World of Warcraft when it first came out because a friend was a gaming. He actually makes games, so he got one of the beta testing, whatever, and so I got to play that before it came out. But what a waste of time! Wow, like, drains the life away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you realize you've gotten really good, but really good at what?
Right.
Oh man.
So Lee, I'm gonna kind of get things back to this year here. You said you've got some cities coming up, some stand up. Do you have your date set or your city set yet? Like, do you know where you're going?
It's almost definitely going to be March 16th. I don't know how long it'll take to edit it or whatever, put it on get it up online, but hopefully not too long. And it'll be my first. I mean, there's some clips of my stand-up online, but there's no real full hour online. So I have 2 full hours that are out on CD on Stand-Up Records. One's called Chaos for the Weary, which has a introduction by Kelly Carlin, George's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is called Pepper Spray for Jesus Christ, what the fuck's it called? Pepper Spray the Tears Away is the second one. So those are the 2 albums, but it would be my first DVD tape. I'm probably going to do it with Mike Stang from the band Hyrosonic playing a little bass guitar, so it should be fun.
I thought you were actually going to say Pepper Spray for Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Might be a good title.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
I saw a scientific study saying they checked out these books from the public library and they tested them and they found out one of the books tested positive for herpes. And then I started thinking, what if someone could give the Bible herpes? And that would be like a new level of going to hell, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Funny, though.
I'm done with religious debates, man. I'm all tapped out on last 2 days on Facebook. I've had enough of it. Oh, Facebook will also drain your life away.
Oh.